Hello friends, I want to say my greetings and best wishes to all of you. Before to start, let me to express my deepest honor to be here sharing my practical experience. Truth be told, this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college graduation, so you know my happiness and expectation. My name is Tomás Fuentes, and today I'm going to tell you some important facts about my classroom project, which was named Strengthening the Classroom Coexistence and the Interest in effort through Emotional and Social Education. Well, the first fact is about why did I choose this topic? Well, I'm very involved in teaching children and teenagers at my full-time job as in my practical course. I wanted to combine the two roles to learn more about the field that I would eventually like to improve at the practical scenario. This is how, through 2 weeks of observation in the classroom of grade 6-3 of the Institutional Education El Dorado, located in Monteria City, it was possible to identify the difficulty of maintaining good intrapersonal and interpersonal relationships among students as the main problem that was negatively affecting the learning of EFL. Due to that, I told myself, in teaching EFL, there is a wide range of papers that deal with strengthening of the four communicative skills through cognitive strategies. But I noticed that there was a lack of research about the topic of social and emotional skill in EFL. So I told myself again, if I put into practice a novel strategy based on social and emotional education with academic training in English to overcome the motivation in learning English as a foreign language, the finding will serve not only for the execution of the project, but also for social and emotional student development and EFL knowledge in coming grades. The interest in learning more about these entities and how they could be beneficial for each other sparked my interest for the following research question to be answered. How a pedagogical strategy based on social and emotional education could contribute to the improvement of the classroom coexistence, favoring the interest in learning EFL in the grade 6-3 of the educational institution El Dorado. The gap in research conducted, mentioned in the previous slide, led to the development of this general objective. Identify the contribution of a pedagogical strategy based on social and emotional education on the strengthening of the classroom coexistence to promote interest in learning EFL in the grade 6-3 of the educational institution El Dorado. Well, to ensure the scope of the general objective, these three specific objectives were considered. Design a pedagogical strategy based on emotional and social education that contributes to the strengthening of the classroom coexistence. Apply a pedagogical strategy based on emotional and social education that contributes to the strengthening of the classroom coexistence. Evaluate the contribution of a pedagogical strategy based on emotional coexistence and the student interest in learning EFL. In order to get started on my research, I decided to take some preliminary action and analyze the potential student behavior in order to understand the social reality. Before figuring out what's next, I needed to get this preliminary research out of the way to get a better understanding on how social and emotional skills could be beneficial in EFL learning. I was concerned that I should link the theory with the practical, so I chose the qualitative research. The qualitative research. Well, a qualitative approach seeks to generate knowledge by linking the theory and the context in which worked. During this process, I needed to create a space for the construction of discourses and the active participation of the member of the community to make a political commitment to the construction of the change. Just was right here when I told myself the type of research should be action research. Action research is a term which is applied to projects in which practitioners seek to affect transformation in their practice. Brown and Dowling, 2001. Once that was complete, it was time to gather much information that I could find on my topic and conduct a literature review. After finding common themes among the work that I had collected, I came up with 5 categories according to the Goleman 1996. The first was knowing your emotions, where the key aspect of emotional intelligence is to be aware of all emotions. The second was emotion management, which is the ability to manage your feelings to be appropriate. The third was based on recognizing the feeling of others, more exactly, recognizing other emotions. The fourth was establishing relationships, understood how the ability to understand other emotions through the art of establishing good relationships with people. And finally, the fifth was self-motivation, which is referred to emotion and motivation are closely linked by emotion because an emotion tends to boost an action. The strategy was based on these 5 categories. This was the schedule of the project. The schedule of the project, with 1 to 2 class observation, with 3 and 4 application and structure and interview, with 5 designing the strategy, with 6 to 8 application of the strategy, and with 9 evaluating the strategy. The analysis of the literature review suggests that a better coexistence improves the attention of the given teaching, although a better coexistence improves the student attention. Many times it is necessary to simulate their emotion so they can be motivated by learning. Therefore, I hope to reach The pre-supervised teacher will reflect on your role and mission as a teacher-student, will improve their skill and attitudes in learning a second language, and the educational institution will enrich the theoretical and technical tools for the performance of the teaching role. Was the reference. Thank you.